That video just made my day. Brand new video for our amazing entrance to our webinars, our events, anything that we're doing here on StreamYard. That was awesome. You see the little dancing characters? I recognized one of those characters dancing. We actually have them backstage. See if you can guess. I want to see this in the comments. If you can guess which character was dancing that we actually have here live, put it over in the comments. Would love to see that. Folks, welcome to another Demo Slam. Demo Slams are these high energy events where we get a bunch of people from the community who are excited about ed tech in the classroom and want to share an amazing resource, tip, trick, learning, just something that's awesome with you, all right? And so we're like, yeah, let's do it. Let's get you all together. We have 11 people backstage waiting to share their incredible Demo Slam with you. And what is a Demo Slam, you might be asking? Well, Demo Slam is a 2-minute presentation, back to back. And then at the end, we let you, the audience, vote on the best one, right? This is incredible. So don't worry, everyone who's going to Slam is going to get a little prize. So you're not excluding anyone with your vote. You're just determining who's going to get a bigger prize, which is probably going to be like a sweatshirt or a t-shirt, or we're going to let them pick, right? Because they did all this work and they're showing up for us. So we're going to show up for them. All right. Now, how is it that you vote on those? Well, we are using this really cool tool called Opinion X. And what it does is it allows you to rank sort the presentations, right? So as you're watching, there's actually a QR code for it. I don't know if I'm pointing the right side or not. There's a QR code that you can scan if you're on your laptop. And then I think we have the link that we'll put inside of the comments. So if you click on that, you're going to open up our little voting booth thing, all right? As you're watching, what I suggest is that you're ranking them as you watch, because it's really hard to get to the end of 10 of these things and then try and remember what the first person said. So keep your ears peeled and keep that tab open, because at the end, I'm going to ask you to submit your results, and then we're going to use it to determine who the grand winner is. But really, we're all winners here, okay? So don't worry. All right. Excuse me. Without further ado, I am very excited to welcome to the stage our very first slammer, Claudia Fizzonati. Bring her up on stage, Katie. Here we go.
Yay!
There's Claudia. Hi, Claudia. All right, Claudia is a pro slammer. She knows she's got 2 minutes. Once your screen is shared up on top, we are going to start that timer and kick it off. You ready to go, Claudia?
Yes, I am. Ready to go, ready to mingle. Yay! All right. So this is a lesson that I prepared for my year 10 students. We were working with Frankenstein, but the text and its context felt overwhelming. The language was advanced and the cultural background behind the novel was so hard to access for them. So I thought about something very, very cool to do. That is to say, I have to anyway analyze Mary Shelley's life and historical context. But I said, let's do it in a different and more interactive way. So what I did was I basically uploaded some pages of my students' book, and then I made them alive, like the monster. So we started in 𝘁𝗵𝗁, working inside the texts. Students read a short biography of Mary Shelley and answered the questions that I created with 𝘁𝗵𝗁, guiding the why and the how, the beast and the fear and the science and the society. Then my students analyzed the extract itself, that is just down here. There you go. Highlighting key language, unpacking vocabulary, and linking ideas back to the author's words. Then what we did was to upsmash with book creators. So what we did basically was, hello, there you go. So I created something that it was with a reduced cognitive load, and it was a short recap and of everything that we read, and I gave them some sentence starters. So students mapped the creature's senses, they chose emotions and justified them with evidence. Finally, they had to decide what to do do you want to record your voice notes from the creature? Do you want to respond emotionally? Do you want to respond analytically? It's totally up to you. Do you want to create audio? Do you want to create video? I want them to feel the test. I want to go from analysis to empathy. And, this is something major for my students because they've never done it before. And then, of course, feedback. Because I love giving feedback, but this time they were the protagonist of the show. So feedback for student A from student B. And then in the end, I just wanted them to complete a color wheel of emotion, just because this lesson was different from the others. And I want to give them, extra warmth and go the extra mile. Thank you.
Yes, Claudia, amazing work. Thank you so much. Folks, if you are on the voting tool, it is listed as Claudia Fizzonati, from page to participation, making literature come alive. And I tell you what, I have seen Claudia present so many times. That is exactly what she does. She makes literature come alive. Claudia, thank you so much. A round of applause from the entire audience who can't hear you. All right, next up, we have Kim. Kim,
hi,
oh my gosh, you look like you're in a classroom.
Yes.
All right. Are you ready to roll, Kim?
I'm ready to roll.
All right. And I know that you want to be singled out because you got some stuff that you want to show. So I'm going to put you solo layout here. Go ahead. Timer start.
Awesome. So I'm from British Columbia, Canada, and our curriculum centers Indigenous people and teachings about them in a lot of our curriculum. I also work in a French immersion district where we have a really robust second language program. And I had a teacher come to me and say, I want to do a retell of a local Indigenous story. How do I motivate my students to get involved in that? And I said, motivate students to tell a story? Book creator, naturally. Funny thing is, we didn't start with technology. We started out with a little product called 𝘁𝗋𝗄, which is all these little plastic screws and little chunky tools. And the students used recycled cardboard and 𝘁𝗋𝗄 to create their own scenes for the story. And then they added characters and all kinds of plot elements using loose parts kits that we have in our district resource center. So they got to do lots of hands-on design things first. And I'd like to show you now by sharing my screen. And are you seeing a scene here of a mountain?
Yep.
Okay, so they built that mountain using the cardboard tools I showed you, and then they added all of these elements from the loose part kits. But notice how the photos are kind of disappointing, like with that classroom in the background. So we uploaded our photos into Canva. And are you seeing my Canva screen now?
Mm-hmm.
So all they needed to do was slide their picture with their ugly background into Canva, use Canva's background removal tools to get that background out of there, and then go into their elements and add something with a little bit more atmosphere, which I did poorly. There we go. Well, look at this. So now instead of having an ugly classroom background, I've got like a storm that is what was represented in the original story. Once students had taken all their photos, created all their scenes, they were able to go into Book Creator and upload these gorgeous photos that they built themselves with these beautiful backgrounds added in Canva. From there, they looked at each one of the scenes they built, and then in their second language, they wrote what was happening in the scene. And in order to get that very important oral language practice, they also recorded their voices. And were you able to hear that audio?
No, but we will have to imagine. It's okay.
Okay. Now, they wanted to share their work with their parents. And so we were able to take our books and use Book Creator's translator tool to put that same text that they'd written into French into English. Not only that, but we could also take the students' audio that is in French and use Book Creator's translator tool to translate the audio into English as well. And it goes side by side with the French audio so that the parents were able to listen to their child speak French and then perhaps not understanding, translate it and hear what was said in English. And I think I've come in well under, but that's the example of a beautiful project you can build from hands-on right through to high tech and share out with your community to invest your students in learning local legends and speaking their second language.
Kim, amazing. I love that you started in the classroom with something hands-on and they were able to bring that into a digital tool and show it off and use all of the amazing things that we have with digital tools to make it come alive and to share it with other people. Amazing work. Folks, thank you, Kim. Thank you very much. Folks, if you aren't using the voting icon, I don't know which side it's on, you got to log in there. Make sure that you're sorting folks as they go so you know who you're going to vote for at the end. We're going to ask you to submit your results in the end. That was Kim Marks, Indigenous Story Retell with Loose Parts, book creator, and Canva. Amazing work. And up next, we've got Lindy. Lindy, it is a pleasure to have you here. Always good to see you.
Yeah.
Are you ready to go?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. And I'm going to read it is right there. Once upon an algorithm. Go ahead. Get them.
All right. So we all know that writing from a blank page can be hard, especially for certain groups of people. And now we have generative AI, which can write for you, but that just lacks the human element. And where's the creativity there? So what we need to do is we need to find the middle, and we have to teach students how to find the middle. But the problem is that requires discernment. And that's not something we've ever had to teach students how to do before. So how do you do this? How do you teach students to find that middle, that balance of having AI support them, but not just do all the writing and work for them? Well, of course, you play chopped AI stars. Doesn't that just seem obvious? And the reason is because you are the executive chef of your learning, and AI is just an ingredient that can contribute to your final dish. So as part of Chopped AI Stars, students get a mystery envelope instead of a mystery basket. And in that mystery envelope, they get a character, a setting, and a problem. They also get an AI pantry, and this AI pantry includes optional ingredients that they can use to enhance their dish. They don't have to, but they can use them if they want. It also includes guides of how to use or not use those tools in their AI pantry. They have to use these mystery ingredients to create a final dish, which is a short story. So they're writing a story. AI can help them maybe brainstorm or finesse their wording, but they're doing the writing. But if you've ever worked in a kitchen or worked with a chef, you know that one of the most important parts is the plating. You can't just plop the food down on the plate. It has to look beautiful. So that's where Book Creator comes into play. Book Creator allows us to take our story and go to the next level and bring it to life using images and audio and all sorts of different embedded multimedia tools. So what you end up with is something like Elizabeth Bennett, who is stuck in a modern art museum and has to give a modern art critique or review. Or we have Ishmael, who finds himself stuck in Kansas and he has to figure out how to be a corn farmer. Or we have Atticus Finch, who is stuck in modern times and he has to learn how to navigate the legal consequences of social media. So can writing and AI live in harmony? I think the only correct answer is yes, chef. And with Book Creator, it allows you to take it to the next level and bring your book to life.
Oh my gosh. Hands. Can I get hands? Oh, that was excellent. Thank you, Lindy. I love talking about AI as an ingredient. Beautiful analogy. Altogether, the hat, folks, the hat's got to get
I will be leaving this on for the rest of the demo slam. Even though you won't be able to see it at the end, it will be on.
I love it. Folks, you got to be on the voting thing. As folks are going, we got to make sure you're in there. I hope everyone's having success logging into that and doing it. Next up, we've got Dawn. Dawn's going to be talking Dream It, Design It, Book Created. Dawn, are you ready to fly?
I am ready to soar. So
Take 'em.
you said it already. Dream it, design it, book created. And this is where the student's imagination comes alive using Book Creator and smashing it with Canva. So right in Book Creator and under apps, I can go to my Canva, and I'm going to be using the Magic Media tool. So this does take a little moment where I'm streaming here to open the Canva, but that's okay. We came up with a prompt earlier. So the students were able to come up with a background and 2 characters for a story. So I'm going to copy that into the prompt here and now generate images. So with Magic Media, it's going to create 4 designs, and I can choose from whichever one I'd like. Oh, I like this one here with the dog and the butterfly. Now, Canva knows the shape and size of my book. I'm just filling it to that page size and adding it to the book. Now, what I like even more is this is a great background. We have our characters, the dachshund and the butterfly, but I'm now going to copy that and paste it. So I'll remove that background in the pup, and I can now copy that pup and put it in different backgrounds that the students have in another lesson generated the thoughts for the scene. So for some reason it's not, come on there we go. So we have Phoebe on the farm. Phoebe's now going to go to the beach. And we have Phoebe going to Broadway. I hope he saves a seat for me. So now we're all ready. The kids are ready to do their writing with Book Creator. We can assign the template to the students, or we can even put it in collaboration mode. Thank you.
I love it. Don, round of applause for you. Came in under time, folks. That's got to count for something. Hopefully you have found the voting and you're up there giving Dawn her high ranks that she deserves. Great idea, removing the background and using that character all over. I know that's something that people are always talking about, like, the AI makes my character look different every time. And fantastic idea, kind of separating the character from the background, can make them bigger, smaller. Love it. Next up, we have 𝘁𝗍𝗋 talking about empowering early learners with visual research. I am incredibly excited to hear this one. All right, 𝘁𝗍𝗋, are you ready?
Yeah, I am. Hi, everyone. I am 𝘁𝗍𝗋. I'm from Brazil. And my idea actually is for early years learners. It came from a conversation I had with some teachers. They were studying about animals, but it was really hard to find resources for the early years kids where they could search about the animals they wanted using the vocabulary they know already. So we came up with this idea. If we are thinking about interactive books, Book Creator is definitely the best for that. And I created this book, and I used all the features in Book Creator to get the images. And in each one of them, we linked to a page. So the idea is that the kids could click on the animals they wanted to research about and go straight to the page about them. So for example, if they want to see the turtle, they go straight to that page and they could find all the information about it. And we even put an audio in case they want to hear, so we can make this book more accessible, and also a button to go back to the initial page so they can research about the other animals as well. And we could use this as well, like the template for the kids to add about the other animals and also record their voices to their books. So basically that's my idea.
Brilliant. Oh, I love it. Linking the animals to the research page. That's like a living table of contents. What a brilliant idea.
Exactly.
I love it. 𝘁𝗍𝗋, thank you so much. Are you in Brazil right now?
I am in Brazil right now.
I love it. It must be early. Thank you so much for sharing. Folks, if you're on that voting form, give 𝘁𝗍𝗋 the respect she deserves. That is a fantastic idea. Make sure you're ranking sort, folks, as we go. Next up, who do we got? Nicole, I think, is next. There she is. Hi, Nicole. How are you?
Hi, everyone. I'm doing great. Welcome to Mythical Minds, turning students into character creators, where Book Creator and Cami help make the magic happen. So we have a problem. Zeus needs some character growth. anybody prefers some lightning development. Little mythical humor to start us off. I'm a third grade teacher, and oftentimes the students struggle with really fully developing a character. So oftentimes students will say, you know, my character is brave and my character is strong, but they really have a hard time making those concrete, visual, and story driven. And as we're diving into our Greek, Roman, and Norse mythology unit, I am going to have the students start to dive deeper into different gods and also that idea of a demigod, and having students really understand, like, what does it mean to develop around character and how do we do this? And here's where Cami and Book Creator are really helpful and engaging for students to be able to organize their thoughts and move their thoughts from their mind and their voice really onto paper. And I start with creating my own first and modeling for the students. Starting in Cami, I'm able to upload different character trait posters and model for them how they can annotate right in Cami, and take a word like brave and start to expand on, okay, well, that's an overused word. What else can we do? And students can start to map and pull evidence from stories we've already read. Once they've had a lot of exposure and a lot of work with the Greek, Norse, and Roman characters, and by the way, we've been working on character traits all year in fiction. Students can then start to think about using Book Creator to create their own. The beauty of Book Creator, students are able to insert images. It can be an AI generated. As you can see, I put in what my character's traits were, and I also put in what I wanted my character to have as strengths and support. So a locket and the owl, and I was able to generate that image. I'm able to add in text boxes and create a template for them, but then they're also able to add in things like, what are their powers, what are their weaknesses, and add in some images and audio as well, explaining what their character's motivation is. It also allows students that creative field that they can start to add pages onto their book about their character, specifically where their character came from, who their character's enemy is. And all of these pieces start to come together in Book Creator before they even have created their book. The process really strengthens their comprehension, especially reinforcing symbolism. It also boosts their creativity. Students aren't just analyzing the character, they're becoming character creators. It's very engaging. It's a strategy that can blend the creativity with literacy and mythology. So hopefully you take a little something away from my mythical minds in creating these heroes as well. And you can see here just the sample that I created that I will model for my students.
All right.
I really appreciate your time today. Super excited to present for you.
Nicole, I love it. I love hearing you talk about strengthening that writing process, using Cami as a tool to get us ready for Book Creator. It's not always best to just throw kids into that blank page. We want to get them set up, get them ready to go with that knowledge, and then take them over and say, hey, show me what you know, man. Have fun. Love it. Nicole, thank you so much. I'm going to put that voting QR code back up on the screen. And if you're looking in the comment section of wherever you're watching our show, you'll also see a link to it. I just keep reminding folks because I get to the end and they're like, I need more time. I need more time. Do it now. Don't wait. We got to get you up there. All right. Who do we have up next? Christy. Christy, bring her up on the stage. Christy, love to see you. Oh my gosh. It's so great. Are you ready to go?
I'm super excited. Yes.
Take them away.
All right. So what I wanted to do is just show you guys a simple little trick that has been amazing in my classrooms. So this is my 𝘆𝗹𝗄 trick, and it's going to help you unlock the magic of Book Creator. So the magic of Book Creator is all in the student voice, right? It amplifies student voice. It really helps our students become active participants in their learning. But have you ever thought of taking these amazing little sound clips, which amplify student voice, and doing some little magic with them? So if we come over here to our eye, which is how we adjust things, right, and use the transparency, you can make them go all the way away, right? But why would you want to do this? So here's some reasons why. You can create interactive activities for your students with this little trick. So here's an early elementary one with letter recognition. And now, A is for 𝘁𝗹𝗶𝘁. B is for broomstick, like the Nimbus 2000. So we can use it for something like letter recognition, but the letters are easily visible and not hidden behind that sound icon, right? And you can do so much more with it. What about a little early finishers or an SEL activity? So this kind of takes hidden pictures and brings it up a notch. Find the hidden picture that talks to you. So your students are going to click around until eventually they find the one that is going to talk to them. And I think I might have to be in play mode. Maybe not. All right. It should talk in a perfect world. So
You might not have found the character that talks to you. It might be a different one.
no, great job. You found the hidden picture. There we go. It didn't want to cooperate with me to begin with. My apologies. And don't just let this idea be sound, right? You can do it with everything else. What about embedding things? Links. We all link things in our books, right? But what does that do for us? It opens it up in a whole new tab, right? And that just leads to so many problems with kids. We want them to stay where they're at. So why not embed it instead? Because then it's going to open up right in your book, and that beautiful little embed tool can work the same way that you did your great little sound tool, and you can make it transparent so that the kids, it feels like magic when they're clicking on it, right? And there's so many other things you can use this for. You can create living biographies, gallery walks. I thought about doing some portraits like at Hogwarts, but I figured I'd run out of time. Maps, digital dioramas, so much more you could do with this. And level it up. Have your kids make their own magic sound recordings. How cool would that be on a map? And all this does, it brings UDL principles to life for us, right? We're taking away the busy. We're putting all the magic right there in front of our kids and allowing them to stop being passive learners, but to help them become active learners in education. And isn't that what we all strive for?
That's what we're here for, Christy. I love it. I love it. Thank you. What a great little trick. I use that all the time, and I wonder who else is using it. I wonder how they're using this in the class. Fantastic, folks. You've got the QR code on your screen. I can't even remember if I'm right. I don't know. So please make sure you've logged in there. You're voting. You don't have to log in or sign in or anything. You just go in and rank sort. Who do we have up next? 𝘁𝗹𝗋. So good to have you here. Yes.
I'm excited to be here. This is my first one, so very excited.
Ooh.
And I'm 𝘁𝗹𝗋, and I'm from Plainfield, Indiana, just west of Indianapolis. And I am talking today about our One Book, One District reading project that we did with all of our elementary students. And this is from readers to creators. So what happens when we stop asking students to just answer questions and start inviting them to create meaning? So with this project, they were handed a choice to reflect, design, speak, and create. So what we wanted to do was have students get a deeper comprehension of the book that they had read, which is A Dog's Porpoise. So here with our book that I shared at the beginning is where they would take their reading journal. I also have this because the teachers could use this to modify for our grade level, since we were doing this K through 5. All the literacy domains and the standards that we were also hitting. And we would start off with The Dog's Porpoise. So the very first day, we would have an introduction to the book, if it will play. And this
When
was a book trailer that we
and a dog falls into the sea, it's a
So that would have been that. Then we go on, and to kick it off, I contacted 𝘊𝐶 Ross, the author, and he was nice enough to give us a quick intro to the book. And here's him presenting his book. So he went to talk on and introduced his book and everything else that he has done. So our task was to demonstrate understanding using the structured literacy tools that we were using with this book, with character maps, summaries, reflections, parent-family discussions, and resources. So the students read The Dog's Porpoise, and then they app smashed into Book Creator. And suddenly they just weren't filling out templates. They were recording their voices. They were designing new covers, interviewing characters by using Magic School AI with the character chatbot. They loved that. It was a lot of fun. And then, of course, publishing their thinking. And students who struggled to write long responses could thrive by speaking their information instead of typing everything. And I loved it because our students started not asking, is this enough? But they asked, can I add more? Can I do this? Can I add that? And the apps that we used throughout this was Google Maps to say where the setting of the book happened, the AI image generator, which they could create then images that they saw from the book. They were also using Google Drive with information that they already created. They also used Canva to incorporate pictures that they drew, especially when they created their own book cover. They used Giphy and then also PDFs. And also we had a great page for parent resources where they could see our reading calendar, that they could record themselves with their family reading the book, list of just different family resources where they could take a picture with their family. They could rate the book, and here's where they had all of their different setting tools, main ideas, and then there was also a reading choice board that they could use. And especially then towards the end, all the different ones, they didn't do all these, like we pick and chose for different levels for K through 12 or K through 5, but then they could design a new book cover at the end and finish everything together. But with the result, comprehension deepened, confidence grew with students using more tools, collaboration became authentic, a joy returned to reading, which is our tagline for our corporation, is bringing joy to learning. And the biggest shift was they stopped acting like students completing an assignment, and they started acting like readers, thinkers, designers, and authors. Technology didn't replace the literacy, but it amplified it and gave it more of a boost. And when students experience ownership, voice, and creativity, reading stops becoming something they have to do. It becomes something they want to do. And we were so excited for this project. And that's it. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, 𝘆𝐿. Oh my gosh, if you can get comprehension and joy to go up at the same time, you are doing something right, folks. Thank you, 𝘆𝐿. Thank you so much for being on with us. Folks, I know we are getting close to the end. I know that we've run out of time, but that's how these demo slams always go, and you know this, so don't be mad. We've got 2 more. Melissa is joining us. Thank you, Melissa. How are you?
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everyone. And I'm very happy to be here. First of all, I want to say that I'm a math teacher, and a lot of students often don't love this fantastic subject. So today I have a difficult task to make a subject that many fear enjoyable. Let's start early. And I want to show you my book. One of the biggest challenges in digital lessons is not delivering content. It's making sure students are actually thinking. For a long time, my exit tickets looked like this. One sentence. What did you learn today? And honestly, only a few students truly responded. The confident ones, the fast writers, the usual voices. So I changed something very small. I stopped changing the question, and I changed the way students could answer. Now my exit ticket lives inside Book Creator. At the end of a lesson, for example, on exponential growth, I don't ask students to define it. I ask them, explain exponential growth in your own way. And then I give them choice. They can record their voice, as you can see here. They can respond with audio. They can draw the graphic, the curve, and explain it visually. They can write a short reflection. As you can see here, they're connecting the mathematics to reality. They can combine all three. What changed? The quiet student records a brilliant explanation. The visual learner draws a powerful model. The hesitant writer speaks with confidence. Same concept, different voices. And as a teacher, I gain something even more powerful than a correct answer. I gain insight. I can hear misconceptions. I can see how they are thinking. I can respond with the targeted feedback. The exit ticket stops being the end of the lesson. It becomes the beginning of the next one. This shift doesn't require a new curriculum. It doesn't require more time. It requires a different mindset. In this book, you will see example on how students can explain a concept in their own way. The goal is not to repeat the definition, but to show understanding using voice in different ways, drawings or reflections. When students create, they think more deeply.
Oh, Melissa, that was amazing.
Okay, that's all. And this is the end.
Thank you. Oh, what's better than correct answers? Insights. I love that line, Melissa. That was excellent. Thank you so much for giving us a little insight on how to make math not so math, I guess. Yeah. Amazing. Folks, we've got one more for you, and then I'm going to ask you to submit your results. But don't submit anything until you have heard Cara Lee, if she unmutes. When you hear Cara Lee, give her talk here. Cara Lee, you are muted, though, so just be careful.
Have you got me now?
Got you. All right, let's put your screen up there.
All right. So lots of great books out there. I'm going to start with the challenge. Hopefully this loads pretty quickly. And here's our challenge. Is the sheet work. If this is in hard copy, we want to look at who can't access it, and then of course engagement. So we always want to be thinking about what is the goal. I don't know that I would know that's an eel and not a snake. Same kind of thing for these where they're doing beginning sounds. We want to think about what my alphabet book will provide that these sheets won't. And we're going to have several different types of pages. And I'll show you shortly. And look at all the specific learning targets they hit. So we want to have firm goals, flexible means. Can't stress that enough. So thanks, Christy already modeled about how to make your button transparent. So students were directed to click on this, apple, and then go to the letter to open an activity. So the first activity is a unscramble, drag and drop. Everything can be read aloud, including the ant. But here's where the beauty is. The second page for every letter is design your own page about the letter A. You can use drawings, pictures, your voice, and words. And this is where it really gets good. When it's student-led learning, it solidifies in their minds. I could even imagine compiling the whole class, what they came up with for letter A. Letter B was a drag and drop with beginning and end sounds. But again, that second page is really where the magic would be. I beta tested this with my 5-year-old nephew. It was a hit. I should have put his page in, but I didn't think of it. The other type of activity is the substitute the sound, where the students record their own voice. Now, you can go page by page, but we've linked. So the link always takes you back to the main page. Maybe today's letter is O. O, octopus. We open it up, and this one happens to be a graphomotor activity. Lots of priming here.
Oranges.
That may help when they get to this part. And that's it.
Oh, 𝘀𝗹𝗋, always taking us home. Firm goals, flexible means. Lindy loves it. I love it. Fantastic sticky language from our amazing demo slammers. Folks, you know what time it is. Thank you, 𝘀𝗋𝗋. You are amazing. We're going to bring up all the slammers. Here they come. Lindy's got her hat on. Everybody's smiling. Can't miss Dawn and that hair. I love it. All right, folks. It's time to vote. If you have got that voting link open, it's in the comments of whatever platform you're watching on. We got that QR code that I'm going to cover my face with. Folks, use this QR code to get into the voting machine and hit the submit button. Also, while that is compiling, one thing that you should know is that we also have resources for you today, as well as a certificate of participation. You need to check out our Mobile Minds page. There's instructions to how to do that over in the comments. And we just don't have time to demo it for you on this call. But if you're looking for the secret code, there it is down at the bottom. If you're watching the recording of this, we'll also provide that down in the comments for you so that you can get your certificate and everything. So, folks, maybe I need to refresh my page, but I don't have any voting coming in here. What is going on? Oh, no, it's hidden some folks. All right. 17 participants hidden. Uh-oh. Folks, this isn't good. I got to say, it is a runaway score right now with Claudia up at the top. But what is going on? Maybe share my screen. No. We've got a ton of people voting, but it's not working. Oh, it's showing me the first place and third place. Okay, here we go. Where's my screen? Here we go. All right. I don't think that this is accurate, folks, but this apparently looks pretty accurate over here on the left. The last time we did this demo slam, I didn't have to pay for 19 people to vote. Oh, no. Oh, no, I don't get to see all of the votes. 21 people. Hey, folks, I want you to, we're changing it up. Put your vote in the comment right now. Who do you think should win today's demo slam? Because we're not going to go off that voting thing because I need to apparently pay for premium. Darn it, Opinion X. You had such a cool tool. If you have a winner in mind, I want you to put them down in the comments. But you should remember, everyone is a winner in today's slam. Everybody and all the slammers are going to get a huge or a prize from me. I'm going to mail them whatever they want, a little coffee mug or something, or a t-shirt. But the real winners here are the teachers and the students who are going to benefit from the incredible minds of the people who have volunteered their time to share these amazing ideas. So what we're hoping is that you learn from these ideas, that you take these ideas and maybe implement one of them this year. Give it a try. See how it works out in your classroom. But I just can't say thank you enough to everyone who's volunteered their time to give and share their wisdom with us. So thank you all so much, Slammers. We could not do this without you. You're incredible. We'll be in touch. You're all going to get a prize because I screwed up the voting again. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yay.
Well, we love you so much, and we thank you so much. We're a little bit over time, so thank you so much for giving us a few extra minutes. But folks, thank you for being here. We love you all. If you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. But for now, we're going to say goodbye. We're pulling our slammers off. And yeah, that's the end. We really appreciate you being here, and we'll see you at the next one. All right.